Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me as always is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
The lovely SDA is joining us as well. Say hello.
Hello.
And together we form the Lords of the Night.
Dun, dun, dun.
Or Devastator. Depends on the day.
What?
Devastator, the giant Decepticon construction robot.
Oh.
Or Voltron. We could do Voltron.
It's a Voltron.
I like Voltron much better.
I'll form the head. Oh.
I'm not going to be the ass.
Yeah,
I do that enough in real life. So, how is everybody tonight?
Voltron.
What's Voltron? Oh, Lord.
Don't. Oh, like, what is it?
Here we go again. It is a cartoon from the 80s. It was, you know, the Power Rangers?
Yeah.
You know how their different Zords form a giant Megazord?
Yeah,
okay, that was completely stolen from Voltron, where everybody had a giant robot, panther, cat, lion, tiger thing, or whatever.
Oh,
and they
okay.
robot. Yeah.
See, like, was it really that hard to just explain that?
No, it wasn't. But melodrama is entertaining, so there you go.
Yeah, but you also, like, get chat to yell at me, which is a little not right.
I am not responsible for the hooligans in chat.
I'm just saying, you yelling at me, you're kind of the ringleader.
Oh I am the ringleader.
Excuse me, I'm the ringleader.
I'm just saying.
Can I be the ring bearer? Because then I have to go to Mountain Doom.
You can be the ring bearer.
Yay!
Isn't a ring bearer the little dude in the wedding?
Yeah.
Yes. There's that too.
We all know that Scribe would kick the bucket on the way to Mount Doom.
Would he be Sam or Frodo?
Definitely Sam.
No, I'd be Frodo because I'm a whiny bitch.
So is Sam.
Well, Frodo was a whiny bitch and Sam was hella gay, so whichever you prefer.
God, that is a tough choice. Oh, yeah. Man. Can I just be Gollum?
You could be. Of the two, I actually think Sam's a better character. Sam at least is courageous.
No, I
Sanguine.
Sorry.
Hang on. Super chat. Sanguine, thank you so much. I tweak on my own accord, SDA. We're not allowed to use the word accord anymore.
Why?
It triggers me.
Why?
Didn't you see my video?
Yeah.
What fucking video was that? It was a recent video. Somebody kept saying accord, and it's like, stop saying that fucking word. Anyhow.
Might we have an accord?
Monkey Dick and Jones movies. Smash that like button. And if you like what I do here, there's a little dollar sign where you can throw money at me like Sanguine just did. And if you throw money at me in that manner, I will read what you say.
Oh my God.
So if you saw my Sargon video and really hated it and you want me to say something that makes me sound horrible, go ahead and pay me some money to say it.
I'm sorry.
There's a new incentive for you.
I had like maybe 3 hours of sleep last night at the most. So, okay.
So set our expectations low.
I will laugh at all of Scribe's joke. You can.
Yeah. Wait. I don't.
Thank you so much, Lenny Stanfield. Welcome to the Hornet's Nest. Indeed.
I don't know how to.
Hi, Lanny. I know. I remember that.
And Bloodwing reminded me it was the Bobo video where he kept fucking saying accord.
Bobo
the clown, the male.
Might we make an accord between us two sides?
Yeah.
Good accord.
Just need to make sure that guy doesn't have a gun. Male feminists don't have a good record with that.
Oh, too soon. The body's not even cold yet. Too soon.
I'm gonna call Christy Winters on you.
Yeah, well, in fairness, it was Chrisiosity who got the maddest about that. But we will get to that at YouTube time. Guys, if you're here for that, it'll be in about 45 minutes. So hang in there. We will get to it. Do we have any news today, Scribbles?
We do. Not a whole lot, but what we do have is relatively dramatic. So this popped up relatively early this morning. For me, it was still breaking news at the time with only like a sentence worth of information, but it has, of course, developed over the day. Hi. 9 people dead after sweltering tractor trailer found in San Antonio Walmart.
Ooh.
Really?
What?
I don't have all the information because I only read, like I said, the very, very high-level information this morning, and so now there's a lot more to talk about. So here we go. At least 9 people, because I've heard 10 in other places. At least 9 people are dead after a phone call from a Walmart employee led to the discovery of dozens of undocumented immigrants severely injured in the back of a tractor trailer in Texas early Sunday, according to federal authorities. More than 100 undocumented immigrants may have been sandwiched in the back of the 18-wheeler during the journey, U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement Acting Director Thomas Homan said, citing initial interviews with survivors. Quote, checking the video from the store, we found there were a number of vehicles that came in and picked up a lot of the folks that were in the trailer that survived the trip. We are looking at a human trafficking crime here. The employee told authorities the trailer was parked at a Walmart lot in San Antonio. A man who was in it asked the employee for water. The employee brought water for the man, then called police and asked them to conduct a welfare check. That's when the authorities discovered 8 bodies and 31 people suffering from various injuries. A 9th victim later died at a hospital. Quote, we quickly called a mass casualty incident and had about 29 units arrive out there and start transporting people, San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood said. With heat strokes or heat injuries, a lot of them are going to have some irreversible brain damage. The air conditioner in the trailer was not working, officials said, and the high temperature in San Antonio on Saturday was 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which means it was even worse inside that fucking truck. Unfortunately, some of them were so severely overheated, and that was a refrigerated truck with no refrigeration. So the inside of the truck was just austere condition, okay, that nobody was going to survive in it. So we were very fortunate that they were found. 2 of the people hospitalized are 15 years old.
Oh, no.
Authorities don't know where the trailer is from or how long it was parked at Walmart, but they are reviewing surveillance video. Police also searched the area with helicopters after some people ran into the woods. The U.S. Attorney's Office said the driver, James Matthew Bradley Jr., 60, of Clearwater, Florida, yes, he was a Florida man, was being held in connection with the incident, authorities said. Prosecutors plan to file a criminal complaint against Bradley in federal court on Monday morning. Quote, the driver and whoever else we find is involved in this will be facing state and federal charges. Fortunately, we came across this one, and fortunately there are people who survive, but this happens all the time, he said. You can't see that it happens late at night under darkness because they don't want to be discovered. Once the victims undergo treatment, the case will be turned over to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. ICE Acting Director Thomas Homan deplored the discovery as the latest major case of human smuggling in the United States. Quote, by any standard, the horrific crime uncovered last night ranks as a stark reminder of why human smuggling networks must be pursued, caught, and punished. He said in fiscal year 2016, Homeland Security investigations launched 2,110 human smuggling investigations, which resulted in 1,522 criminal convictions. Jesus. During the same year, he said HSI made 2,734 criminal arrests and 3,007 administrative arrests related to human smuggling operations. Yeah, that's basically it.
Real quick, thank you, Zenith, for 2 donations. The second one where I have to say, accord.
Pulling a sanguine there. I like it. Oh, by the way, sanguine, I didn't tell you this, but like, you know, you give me so much money every month that you can be part of the Patreon stream. Friday, 7:30 p.m. sanguine, and everybody else on my second channel, we be having the Patreon stream.
Okay.
This is one of the main side stories to illegal immigration. A lot of people don't make it here safely, and sadly, and 9, maybe 10 people are dead from this. There's more to stopping illegal immigration than just they took our jobs. That's not what it's all about. There's a lot of stuff. Then fuck these people who do this.
Yeah, if you incentivize people to take the risk of coming across the border illegally in this way or any way, putting their lives at stake or going to such extreme lengths, this is why sanctuary cities are a bad idea.
So I have a question.
People. Can I finish, please?
Huh?
Okay. Can I finish, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Telling everyone that there are oases in the desert, more or less, where they can go to and not be harmed or deported or arrested or anything for being there illegally, gives people the reason to try to take this risk. And so they will pack themselves 100 at a shot into the back of a tractor trailer for God knows how long, in conditions that will kill you. Yeah, this is, like Monkey said, it's beyond just they're taking our jobs and everything. There's a whole process that puts people's lives in danger on top of everything else you might complain about.
What were you saying, SDA?
I was asking, is this a case of them actually trafficking humans like for slavery, or is this them like, this is how we want to get across the border?
I don't think they know yet.
Okay, because I mean,
Well,
but
yeah,
either way, the situation is awful.
The implication is, I believe, that it is a just getting across the border. That's the implication. If it is something even more sinister than that, I'm sure we'll find out about it.
Because the initial report, it sounded like they were saying that it was like, when I hear human trafficking, I think human trafficking.
It can go both ways.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, as Scribe just said, it counts for both things. The verbiage, it works for both. I see what you're saying, the implication of sex work or slavery, that kind of stuff. Human trafficking is just moving people from one place to another illegally.
Right.
Yeah, I know technically. Yeah, I know. It's just usually that's used as in like forcibly. So
now this sounds more like just getting immigrants across the border.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Donald the Repentless. Donald the Repentless is the best no talent hack on YouTube. Just seeing if you'd actually read this.
Of course you
would. Yes, I would.
Monkey will do anything for money.
Ooh, now I'm thinking
anything.
Like, not any. I don't. Monkey, would you do like anything?
Depends on how much money's involved.
Because I feel like there's a lot that you would do, but I feel like you also have very soft limits.
You'd be surprised how much of an ass I would make out of myself for free, much less for money.
Hey, Monkey, if Robert Redford dropped $1 million on you in a bed, would you have sex with him?
If who?
If Robert Redford dropped $1 million on you while you were laying in bed, would you have sex with him?
If wrinkly balls are involved, I think I'd need more money.
More money than $1 million? Demi Moore took $1 million.
Yeah, she's a cheap whore. I'm not.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I don't know. Now I'm like, maybe I should say stuff for chat for money. Not tonight. You can't make me read stuff tonight. It's not my channel, but
yeah.
BG asked, how much would we have to pay you to have Lady Monkey spank you live on stream? We've actually done that before.
Yeah, that's $200.
The bounty was $200. So if you give him $200 straight up.
Yep. A single donation of $200 will equate to that happening live on the air.
Yeah, it can't be like split up. You can't all like pitch in. I mean, you can still give him money. That's fine. Yeah. But for the butt smack.
You know what? I tell you what. The next time Lady Monkey's feeling well, if overall donations for one night get to 200, I will let her smack my ass on air again.
Okay.
We'll do a one-time group effort if you guys are up for that.
Group spank.
Group spank. I'm a whore. I don't mind.
All right. So the only other
I want to talk about that. Being a whore is not a bad thing. It's just another way to make money, and money makes the world go round, whether we like it or not.
We're all whores. I mean, like, okay, the three of us sit here every night, and y'all throw money at us. I tell people when they ask me what I do, I'm like basically a stripper minus the herpes, and I get to keep my clothes on. Sorry. Like,
basically, a stripper without herpes and keeping her clothes on.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do.
Yes, that'll be on a T-shirt soon. Just wait.
Okay, next story. Sorry about that.
Sorry. Okay. That was just a lot.
So the only other semi-major story I found, because it has been a relatively slow news day, all things considered, because it is Sunday. But this one might indicate other things are going on. Because there was a story going on around on Twitter with photographs of some attack that occurred in Israel, where some Palestinian terrorist broke into a house during Shabbat and like killed 3 adults in there while the children were in hiding, and there's like pictures of just blood everywhere and everything. I don't know if this story has anything to do with that, but when I saw the headline, I thought I'd read it anyway, just on the off chance it's related. Israel installs security cameras as Jerusalem tensions build. Israel has installed security cameras near the entrance to one of the holiest sites in Jerusalem as tensions between Israelis and Palestinians edge higher after a violent week. The security cameras are in addition to metal detectors placed last week at the Lion's Gate entrance to the site, known as the Temple Mount to Jews, and the Noble Sanctuary to Muslims. The metal detectors, seen by Palestinians and Arab countries as an attempt by Israel to unilaterally exert control over the holy site, triggered widespread protests across Jerusalem and the West Bank. The added installation of security cameras is liable to spark more protests. Israel installed the metal detectors after an attack at the site in which 2 Israeli police officers were killed. The metal detectors may be the immediate reason for protests that have broken out across the region. It is control of the holy site that is at the heart of this outbreak of demonstrations, and at the heart of pretty much all the problems in that area of the world, let's be honest. Amongst other things. Let's see. Key developments. They have these bullet points. No pun intended. Israel installed security cameras near the entrance to the old city of Jerusalem holy site early Sunday morning. Number 2, new decisions about security measures in the old city could be made at a Sunday night Israeli security cabinet meeting. 3, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas suspended contact, including security coordination, between the Palestinian Authority and Israel. 4th point, 3 Israelis were killed in their home in a West Bank settlement on Friday. Police say a Palestinian man stabbed them to death. And lastly, 4 Palestinians were killed in ongoing demonstrations against Israeli security forces Friday and Saturday. The one in there that worries me the most in the grander scale of things is the suspension of contact between the security forces on both sides.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
Never good when people stop talking.
Yeah. Suspended contact, period. But it included security coordination. So yeah, now they're giving each other the silent treatment. Yeah. So let's see. Where's the story about the... Okay, here we go. Earlier in the weekend, on Friday night, 3 Israelis were killed in their home in the West Bank settlement of Halamish when police say a young Palestinian man breached the settlement security fence and stabbed them to death. Yosef Solomon, 70, and his son Elad and daughter Chaya died in the attack. Their funerals will take place Sunday evening. Yep, it's never a stable environment in that part of the world, but right now it's looking like it might be heading towards even worse stuff. So keep your eyes open, everybody, because it's probably coming.
Yeah. Nothing ever good happens when things break down over there.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Aside from that, I've only got 2 potpourri type stories that jumped out at me, because not a lot's going on today. Everything else was either sports stories or talking about things we've already discussed before. So SDA, do you want to do a 50-50 on 2 stories?
Sure.
Okay, we have Alaska Mayor, and we have Jennifer Lopez.
Sarah Palin.
Okay. Beloved honorary cat mayor in small Alaska town dies at 20.
Oh, no!
Talkeetna, Alaska. Stubbs, the honorary feline mayor of the Alaska town of Talkeetna, has died at the age of 20. The animal's owners announced the cat's death late Saturday in a statement. Quote, Stubbs lived for 20 years and 3 months, the family wrote. He was a trooper until the very last day of his life, meowing at us throughout the day to pet him or come sit on the bed with him and let him snuggle and purr for hours on our lap. Thank you, Stubbs, for coming into our lives for the past 31 months. You are a remarkable cat, and we'll miss you dearly. We love the time we were allowed to spend with you. According to Stubbs' family, Mayor Stubbs, as the cat was most commonly known, went to bed Thursday and died overnight. Talkeetna, a town with a population of about 900, elected the Yellow Cat Mayor in a write-in campaign in 1998. There is no human mayor in the town. That's so cute. Stubbs had survived an attack by a dog in 2013 and a false report of his death last year.
I'm calling it now. There was foul play here.
Oh, a bird did it?
Mm-hmm.
No, this was an assassination.
Was that your Sean Connery impersonation?
I don't even know who the fuck Sean Connery is.
What?
I mean, maybe I do. Honestly, I don't even know who is.
Okay,
Oh yeah, no. Okay,
I'm not gonna yell. Not gonna yell. Okay.
Yeah, please don't yell. What's he in?
The Hunt for Red October, He was James Bond for the. Well, he wasn't the first James Bond.
Oh, that's why I know his name.
I mean, Niven, David Niven was the
He
first
looks like
film.
he looks like an old Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan was old.
I know, but like if you had to replace Ian, like for like an old guy or something, I don't know.
Well, at his age right now, yeah, I could see saying he looks like an old Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
Alec Guinness was old and Obi-Wan.
I know, but like,
Yeah. Wait.
to replace him.
How old was Alec Jones when he? Or Alec Jones? Oh my God, I quit. Fuck.
Alec Guinness.
How old was Alec Guinness when he did it?
I think he was like 60 or something. I think.
God, he looks.
And how old is
awful.
Sean Connery now?
Sean Connery's got to be like 90 or something.
He's 86.
So see, it's older. Hey,
Yeah,
your boy
okay.
Pat, how you doing?
It's Pat.
Hi, Pat.
I've been arguing with people over shit all day. Don't test me.
Okay, all right,
Fucker.
all right. Oh, hey, oh Jesus, all right.
Why are people so upset
I'll
with
just
me?
stay over in my corner. I'll just stay over here.
You guys know that I don't know anything about stuff.
But Sean Connery is like a
I've
global
heard
icon.
his name, but like I
Fuck.
wouldn't know what he looked. I mean, now I know that he looks like an old Obi-Wan, but that's. I mean, I wouldn't have. If you had shown
Inquisitor.
me a picture, I would have been like, "That's a famous dude." Maybe.
Nice. Inquisitor 8.1 says, Alec Jones, the force is turning the friggin' frogs gay. Well played. Well played.
Okay, well, the last story I have before we get to MSS News, the headline, of course, got me not because of Jennifer Lopez, but you'll find out pretty quick. Jennifer Lopez wins praise for using gender-neutral pronouns while praising her non-binary relative.
Oh, fuck you. Not you, whoever wrote that.
Jennifer Lopez is receiving kudos from fans and members of the non-binary community after using gender-neutral pronouns describing her sister's child, Brendan, in an Instagram post. Quote, "This is Brendan, my sister Leslie's second child. They were the one person selected to represent their school at hashtag Global Young Leaders Conference in Washington, D.C., and I couldn't be more proud. Brendan is strong and smart and loving and obviously a leader." I am reading it as is written. TT Jen loves you. I'm guessing TT means like aunt or something. And that's it. I thought there was more to it. There's not really anything to it.
Good.
Congratulations for using the proper words to describe someone who wants to be known as something they're not. Yay.
I hope the kid's fat, so at least they is the right word.
Nope. It is a skinny kid.
How old is this kid?
It can't be more than about 13 or 14.
He's transgender. Of course. Sure. All right.
Sure. But of course.
I have nothing else to add to that, but sure. Okay.
Yeah, no. It was a thing that happened.
Why
Yeah,
not?
I understand reading it. I don't even know how to respond to that shit anymore.
So we will move on to MSS News. Chat, if you have any stories you'd like us to take a look at during the course of the stream, send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News, and we will take a look. Can't promise we'll get to everything, but we'll do our best to get to lots of stuff. And we have about 15, 20 minutes to go. So let's see. What is this? Okay, how about this one? This comes from Eric the Driver, and it's from the Toronto Star. Transgender inmate wins right to move to federal prison for women in BC.
That's
Okay.
British Columbia.
Yes. Fallon Abbey, a transgender woman, had a years-long battle to serve her prison sentence at a women's prison. Okay. And that was the subtitle to the headline, so here's the article. A transgender inmate in British Columbia has won a years-long battle to serve the remainder of her sentence for first-degree murder at a women's prison. Fallon Abbey. I wonder who was their victim. Let's find out. Fallon Abbey is one of the first federal prisoners to relocate under policy changes at Correctional Services Canada that allow inmates to transfer facilities based on gender identity and not physical anatomy, said Jennifer Metcalf, a spokeswoman for the West Coast Prison Justice Society. God, that sounds like a superhero.
Now somebody's going to end up pregnant.
That sounds like a superhero group, the West Coast Prison Justice Society. It's a really big deal, she said.
It's a fucking murderer. I'm sorry. Like, what?
Was there, let's see. Okay. You know,
go to prison, I am definitely claiming I'm a woman.
Let's see. I've had a number of transgender women prisoner clients who have been held in men's prisons and who...
Oh, fuck. Sorry. Thank you, Sanguine. Looks like they're trying to close the prison rape gap.
Oh,
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn. That's
Well played.
Sanguine.
That was awesome, though.
Ooh, girl, you got she now.
Let's see. I've had a number of transgender women prisoner clients who have been held in men's prisons and who faced a lot of day-to-day discrimination, such as name-calling and harassment from both correctional staff and other prisoners.
You are a fucking
prison.
Murderer. I don't
prison.
care.
It's not supposed to be fun. Transgender women living in men's prisons are also particularly vulnerable to sexual assault, she said.
Then don't kill people.
I'm
sorry, I cannot get past the fact that this person is a murderer and I'm supposed to give a shit. Sorry.
Let's see. Aubrey or Abby, whatever, whose first name was Jean-Paul. Uh-oh, did they just dead name this person? Was convicted in 2003 for a gang-related killing that took place in Saskatchewan about 10 years earlier. Okay, so he had killed someone named Gordon Spears. I was curious if it was a woman he killed, because that would be a kind of a lousy idea to put them in a women's prison at that point.
A male murderer in a women's prison is a bad idea anyway.
Yes.
Dude, like, and this is why I'm just like, you killed somebody. I do not care if you are slightly uncomfortable in prison. That means absolutely nothing to me.
I love that it was name calling as the horrible offenses they're facing.
I'm like, this person
You're
killed
a murderer.
somebody. And they're like,
Fuck,
people in prison are calling other murderer names. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Anyhow.
Wow. Let's see. The next one comes, actually, two people sent us this one that I see right next to each other. Fat Platypus and Zelthor, or the Blind Watcher, depending on which name we're going by. SDA, this comes from your favorite place, Teen Vogue.
Oh, woohoo!
Oh boy, and it's from their mental health section. Can you imagine
I'm sure
that?
This will be just...
Oh my God, here we go. Here we go. Strap in, everyone. Trauma from slavery can actually be passed down through your genes.
Okay.
No.
1 second. Let me just... So the gayest person on YouTube said, don't murder shame SDA.
No.
No, real quick. Because I'm still stuck on this. I cannot... Okay, I get it. You want transgender people to have rights. But for fuck's sake, why are you starting with, like, murderers as your poster children for the tranny movement? What the hell is wrong with you? Why would you do that? Okay. I'm triggered.
Now, is this a new Teen Vogue article? What's the date on it?
It's May 31st of last year.
Okay, so this may have been around when I read the original. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
It could be, yeah. So this isn't new news, but it was. I guess people are just looking at Teen Vogue now to find stuff for us.
It's still worth talking about. So
yeah, the subheading to this is "You can get PTSD from your ancestors."
You can't.
Last night, okay. This is Teen Vogue, so it's basically written like a blog post. So just recall, this is not me speaking. This is me speaking their words. Last night, as social media sites were filled with status updates and tweets regarding the Warriors' heroic Game 7 win and Bernie Sanders' massive rally in Oakland, California. Boy, this is old. It became almost impossible to miss the many comments about Roots, the legendary 1977 miniseries based off of the Alex Haley book, which was remade and broadcast on the History Channel. Aside from the commentary that comprised the live tweets, one of the more common statements many people were delivering online was how they weren't going to watch Roots because they wanted to go to work in peace the next day. And they show a tweet that says, "I can't watch Roots. I have to work in a majority white environment. I don't need to go in there annoyed." On face value, it's easy for a non-black person to wonder why African Americans, over a century removed from slavery, can still harbor such strong feelings just from watching a TV show. Black fragility? Oh, that's me. And to be fair, I think we even wonder that about ourselves sometimes. It's a question that has been tackled by some of our greatest and most eloquent writers, but apparently it's also addressed by a component of our society that many of us never expected. Science. Dr. Rachel Yehuda, professor of psychiatry. Let me repeat that. Professor of psychiatry at Incan School of Medicine at Mount Sinai, has conducted a depth of research into epigenetics and the intergenerational transmission of trauma. In layman's terms, she is researching how serious incidents of trauma, i.e. slavery, Holocaust, etc., and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, can be passed down through generations in shared family genes. Her research has revealed that when people experience trauma, it changes their genes in a very specific and noticeable way. So when those people have children and their genes are passed down to their children, the children also inherit the genes affected by trauma. Oh, here we go into the testing.
Swearing.
Okay, hold on. Yehuda, who was born in Israel and lived in a predominantly Jewish neighborhood in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, first tested her theory out in a small control group of her neighbors who had survived the Holocaust. What she found is that the Holocaust survivors had a similar hormonal profile to Vietnam veterans suffering from PTSD. Our brains have a region called the amygdala, which performs the primary roles of processing memory, emotional reactions, and even threat detection. PTSD causes the amygdala to kick into overdrive. It wasn't until years later, after meeting with the child of a Holocaust survivor, that she decided to test if these traits were passed down through generations, and her study confirmed what she thought.
With one fucking person, you idiot.
Her study confirmed what she thought.
Real quick, two super chats. Thank you, Sanguine. Shit, the Irish must be fucked after 900 years of oppression, suppression. And Zenith, I'm sorry, Scribe, but this has been gnawing at me. Sean Connery is the first Bond in film. David Niven played Bond in 1967, 5 years later.
Was it 5 years after the fact? Okay, well then I apologize. I've had my timeline off because I thought Casino Royale predated Dr. No. So if I'm mistaken, then I'm mistaken.
She is giggly tonight.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I remember when I first read about this shit, and I actually saw a YouTube video about this not long ago because this is still making the rounds. It is a bunch of pseudoscience bullshit. You do not pass, you cannot pass PTSD down to your fucking great.
I mean, I will say that you can absolutely fearmonger to your children if that's what you mean. And I think that might be, I mean, like, but I think you're confusing fear-mongering with, like, actual stuff.
So, well, to take the devil's advocate side, just for a moment, we do know that some mental illnesses can be inherited from parent to child.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But not fucking PTSD. You have to be traumatized.
Well, I mean, where does mental illness begin? I mean, if mental illness begins with a severe trauma, it might not happen within the first generation or something, but I'm not saying that this research is correct. I'm not saying that this theory that, like, oh, my
mental illness comes from trauma, some doesn't. I mean, it's not that complicated.
Okay. I'm not saying that, you know, someone from 400 years ago that was a slave is somehow going to then give you the same problems as a slave mentally or something. But if we concede that mental illness can be transmitted across generations and mental illness has to start somewhere, I don't know which came first. It's a chicken egg kind of thing, I guess.
Well, different mental illnesses are different. Like what? I'm sorry.
The mental illnesses that are passed down are genetic things. They're traceable. It's not, oh, your ancestor was a slave, you have PTSD too.
Yeah, but like a PTSD is like, oh, you like almost got shot in the face. Now you're like, it's completely different. And not only that, but like depression can be caused by your like genes and by your brain without outside causes, or it can be an external thing.
Sure.
Mental illnesses come in all flavors. Some of them are genetic, but not PTSD, not trauma-induced ones.
I have PTSD from this article, and now Little Butt's going to get it.
Let's see. Sociologist Dr. Joy DeGray played off the widely accepted term post-traumatic stress disorder, oh God, to create the phrase post-traumatic slave disorder to address the specific trauma suffered by descendants of black slaves. If the Holocaust caused immense emotional, physical, and psychological effects intense enough to cause trauma to survivors, then the abject horror and brutality suffered by slaves is more than likely to have the same effect on black slavery descendants worldwide. Aha. Right. Okay.
Oh my God, Lagoon. Like, why are you still fucking here? Go away.
Oh God, is he back? What the hell?
He's back.
Oh, this one's got to be for Monkey. Oh, man. Oh, staff reporter Jack Cochran comes in with a win, I think, already. And it's from Florida. So not only is it from Florida, but here's the headline. The Little Couple star, Jen Arnold, talks about return to St. Petersburg Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. This is a midget doctor.
Yes.
The midget doctor. Standing in front of an infant mannequin, Dr. Jen Arnold smiled as she spoke about her future here. Arnold, who stars in the TLC series The Little Couple, explained Friday afternoon her plans to shape Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital Simulation Center as its medical director. Quote, "We are a small but mighty team," she said.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She said this is going to be a very innovative center. Arnold, 43, joined Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital this month. The staff, which includes 3 others, ran a simulation Friday demonstrating a neonatal resuscitation. As director, she plans on working with new parents and teaching them how to care for premature infants before they come home from the hospital. She also plans on expanding training to military personnel and first responders. Along with her role as medical director of the center, she will also be a part-time assistant professor at Johns Hopkins University. This goes on for like 2 pages. And yeah, it's about a dwarf doctor, midget doctor, little person doctor, however you want to say it.
Little person is so demeaning. I prefer if you don't use that term.
Okay. I apologize. I was being heightist.
I just still think that's so fucked up that you got to remind people that you are a person.
Vertically deficient, I think is the better way to say it.
I'm a little person. Watch me run. Oh God. Yeah. For those of you new around here, I love midgets. I think they're awesome. I have a little bit of a midget fetish, but them running is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I could watch that all day.
Let's see. We got one more from staff reporter Jack Cochran. We have a Florida man story. Here we go. Pasco burglars attempt, sort of, jewelry store heist with video. So I'll put the link in the chat in case people want to watch the video. Let's see. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office released surveillance video Friday of 3 men trying and failing to rob a jewelry store in broad daylight. The incident took place at 10:55 a.m. in front of Kiefer Jewelers on State Road 54. The video starts with a gray sedan backing into a parking space outside of the jewelry store. 3 masked men then jumped out of the car, leaving the doors open. 5 seconds later, the 3 piled back into the car. Footage from another camera offered a different perspective. It showed the 3 men, one holding what appears to be a gun, another a hammer, and the third with a backpack, try to open the door. It didn't. Easily deterred, they retreated back to the car and drove off. Jesus.
That's kind of cute, actually.
I bet it was a push, not a pull. And they just had to push
Probably.
the door. Like, "Ah!" Yeah.
Thank you, Falcon Millennial. Is STA drunk? She's too happy. It's creepy. She's very giddy tonight. It's cute. I'm enjoying it.
She's high.
She's high on life.
Yes, life.
CT Captain Bramble says, my friend had a black midget stripper for his bachelor party. Female, right?
I'm not high. I had 3 hours of sleep.
That's kind of the same as being high.
Yeah, no, it kind of, but I'm not like high.
Yeah, she's sleep dipped.
I don't do the drugs like a horrible person. Fight me.
Oh, that's just mean. Inquisitor said, with how much you love midgets, I'm surprised you haven't streamed with Chris Raygun. That's fucked up. For those of you who don't know, Chris is kind of a short dude.
No, Chris Raygun is a halfling. He's not a dwarf. If we're going by D&D
Nice.
terms, he's a halfling. Yeah.
He's a halfling.
Oh, Jack Cochran just dumped a whole bunch of stories on us. Okay, let's see. This one sounds interesting. And by interesting, I mean kind of gross and sad. Mother died from flesh-eating disease after
Ew.
sex game injured her wrist.
Ah, why? Why are we
Oh.
talking about this?
Because it's gross and interesting.
I want to carry on.
A young mother who suffered a minor injury during a sex game died from a rare flesh-eating disease when medics failed to spot the condition. Care assistant Katie Widdowson, 24, told doctors she had hurt her wrist after agreeing to be restrained by her boyfriend in the bedroom. She was diagnosed with a simple strain and sent home, but had to be rushed back to the hospital the following day when her condition worsened. The mother of one from Castle Vale in Birmingham was actually suffering from the flesh-eating bug necrositizing fasciitis and died from a bacterial infection shortly afterwards. Oh, man. Katie's partner, Chef Dean Smith, told the inquest the couple had been together for 5.5 years and that she had a young child. I'm not going to go any further because that's
horrible.
Really sad. That's really sad and horrible.
Yeah. Thank you, Jonathan Malone. He said, I paid for Scribe to sing the SDA song a week ago on SDA's channel. I'm now throwing money at Monkey for no particular reason. 2 down, 1 to go. Scribe, you're next. Well, thank you so much. That's awesome.
I'm next.
it.
Oh,
For the
no.
donation.
He's targeting me. That reminds me of the movie You're Next, the horror movie, which, by the way, is a awful, awful movie. Not in the sense that, oh, it's too gross. It's just horribly written. I hated that movie when I watched it.
Oh, did you see? I saw the trailer for Jigsaw. I can't believe they're still fucking dragging out that franchise.
I didn't know this was a thing. Seriously, they're doing a spin-off again?
Yeah. And I actually like the premise of those movies, but they are just gore for gore's sake. The original movie wasn't that bad.
No, the original movie was great. Well, I mean, the original movie was, the story behind it was the guys who were trying to make a movie said, okay, we don't have a lot of money. How can we make a movie with just 2 guys in a room? And they went through like every iteration of what they could do, like guys at dinner, something else. And finally said, oh, let's do a horror movie, 2 guys trapped in a room. It became a horror movie sort of like by necessity. And then it grew into something bigger. The thing I will give credit to, even though the movies, most of them are pretty bad, the one thing that I can not hesitate in giving the writers credit for is the way that they were able to retroactively fit all the quote-unquote, no pun intended, pieces together with each successive film.
Oh, a lot of it, like, it is so complicated, the plot of like the
yeah.
entire franchise. I've seen every Saw movie.
Yeah, I mean, the way they were able to use the negative space in the storyline of the first movie to essentially weave in the second movie, for as relatively bad as the second movie was, I got to say I was really impressed with the way they were able to do that. The very, very creative writing on the part of all those writers. Very good for them.
Yeah, and I have no problem with giving them props there, but so much of their movies are just gore.
Yeah, how many different ways can we kill somebody?
Yeah, the first one was suspenseful and smart, and you know what? Let's do another MSS. We can get to this at deep topic time. We'll talk about Jigsaw for a little bit.
Let's see. I'm trying to find one more before. Oh, I'd read that, but it's another sad, gross thing. I don't want to do that right now. I want to go. I want to go into YouTube. No, yeah, no. Sorry.
I want to keep her giggly.
Yeah. Let's see. Most of these things are sad. Okay, we'll do this one as the last because I saw this somewhere else. This comes from Mashisu. Thank you, Mashisu. Female student. The left made me a Trump supporter.
Oh.
Okay.
Good job, left.
Student Jessica Dobrinsky started out as a Bernie Sanders supporter, but ended up wanting to, quote, make America great again. I didn't know much about capitalism, Dobrinsky said, who broke from the Sanders crowd last June. Quote, for someone who didn't know much about it, socialism sounded great. You want equality for everyone, but that wasn't the way to do it. Out of fear, I didn't even vote for Donald Trump, Dobrinsky shared, saying she was afraid she would be called a racist and more. The student said she is an avid feminist on Twitter, but ended up getting, quote, a lot of hate from Sanders supporters when she shared the Charlie Puth song, One Call Away. I don't even know what that means.
Me neither.
Let's see. Read the full article. Why wouldn't I want to? Thank you, website. Supposedly the lyric that was, quote, I'll be there to save the day was supporting the patriarchy. Dobrinsky explained.
What the fuck?
She also related how 4 to 5 men in a passing truck yelled anti-Trump profanities at her when she was wearing a Trump t-shirt one day. Quote, clearly these things they were saying weren't true, Dobrinsky said of anti-Trump comments. This is mostly in supplement to a video, which is a segment from Fox News where they interview this girl, so there's not much to the article, but I'll put the link in the chat in case people want to look at that.
Real quick, thank you, Gemini. I can't stay and listen, but I just wanted to drop by and say your video on Sargon was great, Monkey. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
That's a good segue because it's YouTube time.
That is a great segue. Thank you, Gemini. And if you guys haven't checked out Gemini's channel, by all means, do so. You know what? I'm gonna go last because this is gonna drag on for a little bit. So, age before beauty, Scribbles. What'd you do today?
Nothing.
Good job. Good
Yay.
job. I think you did it very well.
I know. Well, actually, no. I take it back. I did upload. Let me step back a second. I made the video yesterday. I didn't post it till this morning.
Ah, okay.
So technically, I did do something today. I'm just getting my timeline screwed up here because yesterday was a very busy day with all the streams and things. So today I posted a video that I've talked about for the last couple of days of a Google Talks or Talks at Google. They have a series that's been ongoing for months now called Decoding Race. And of the many, and they post them at odd times, like it'll be filmed 3 months back, and then they'll post 2 in a row from different time periods in different orders and stuff. But I've covered 3 so far, this being the 3rd one. And this one was supposed to be a panel discussion on microaggressions and implicit bias. But of the 4 panelists they invited, only 1 could make it, I guess. So only 1 showed up. And it's Kimberly Papillon, and she is a declared expert, who has a BA and a Juris Doctorate. But she gives lectures to professionals across the board, from education to business to medical professionals, telling them about implicit bias and how the brain works and this kind of thing. And I had a line in my original script that said, she has no qualifications as a medical doctor of any sort, yet she is giving lectures to medical professionals about differential diagnosis and unconscious motivation and all this other stuff. But I couldn't say for sure she didn't. But I've had one of my viewers did a lot more in-depth research than I had a chance to do, and yeah, she doesn't have any medical qualifications at all. But yeah, so she talks. What? Yeah, exactly. But she's on the lecture circuit. She's a professor. The whole talk is like an hour long, but I can only get through the first like 12 or so minutes because the very first thing the interviewer asks her, and the interviewer is Michael Skolnick, who does a lot of these things, and he's an interesting character by himself. But him aside, he asks her, like, well, define microaggression for us, because it's a term we hear a lot and buzzwords, but what does it actually mean? And the first thing she does is misquote who coined the term. She says, well, it was a term coined by Derland Wing Sue. And I'm like, no, it was coined by Charles Pierce. You're the expert, right? And then after that, after attributing the coining of the phrase, she then says, well, instead of going to the dictionary definition, let me give you an example.
Oh, God.
And she admittedly, maybe somewhere else in the hour-long talk, she finally gets around to giving a definition to the term. But you should open with that if you're going to then provide examples, because examples are supposed to be given in support of a stated definition, not in place of. But then she gives a example of, oh, well, what if somebody says, are you having a senior moment when you're forgetting something?
I feel like I'm having deja vu. Haven't we had this exact conversation?
Yeah, well, I've described the video before, so I'll just stop now because why bother?
I was just asking if I was remembering correctly.
No, you're having a senior moment. that was a microaggression, so now you need to be mad at me.
You're having a monkey moment. How's that feel?
Anyway, videos posted. Videos on my site. Go take a look. I I don't think I'll be revisiting that video or the source video again because that was quite a trudge.
Where was
And I'm still working.
I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I was going to say, what was the source of this?
So Google has a YouTube channel called Talks at Google.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, they present. It's not quite TEDx, but it is similar to that. It's just a series. They have speakers. They've had celebrities. They've had panel discussions on politics and science and entertainment, all types of stuff. But they have these other ones that are on very specific topics that always catch my eye. And so once in a while, when the mood strikes, I'll grab one of them. And since so far, fingers crossed, knock on wood, I'm probably jinxing myself. So far, Google hasn't copyrighted or claimed any of my Talks at Google videos. So unlike TED.
I would be surprised if Google did.
Yeah.
They're a little more nuanced on how that all works.
Yeah.
SDA, you were doing stuff at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I made a video about Neon Fiona because basically one of her arguments, I didn't watch the whole video that I responded to, by the way, because it was 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't give enough of a shit to do that. I just wanted to mostly respond to the part where she's like, you guys question people's gender. I'm like, no. We just know that Riley's a dude. And I just found it amusing that she doesn't, I don't know, that really upsets her that much. So that was basically the gist of it.
Well, it's kind of embarrassing when everybody knows your girlfriend has a dick.
Yeah, so I just think it's funny that she's like, I don't think that she's that upset about it.
Yeah. I guess that leads to me, huh? I didn't do much on YouTube today. I posted a little video.
Oh, yeah.
In response to Sargon flagging Chrisiosity on Twitter. And I have a real problem with that. As I've told you guys before, I really, really believe in free speech. And I've told you guys in the stream, I don't understand why like America doesn't push free speech more around the world. To me, it's one of the most fundamental civil rights all people should have, the ability to speak freely. So when I see somebody like Sargon, who for the most part has always stood up for free speech, he's a proud free speech warrior, suddenly turn around on that because he was annoyed at a tweet, it really ruffles my feathers. It pissed me off quite a bit. And the more I thought about it, the more it pissed me off because I watched his video. I've been putting off doing this video because I wanted to make sure I got it worded right. And then his video came out. And in his video, he responded to a video Tim Blake did and then a video that Noah Plum did. And in doing so, the Tim Blake part of his response is it's him whining about Tim, whining about him. And I have no problem with that. It's their drama. They can have that issue. But the Noah Plum part, Noel was actually talking about what he thought about it. And in Noel's opinion, the morality part of it's not a big deal. He doesn't care about the free speech part of it, probably because he's British. Sorry. But to him, it's a matter of an escalating flagging war, which definitely could happen because of this. To me, it's all about the free speech part of it. And I called Sargon a hypocrite over this because he turned somebody in for the words they used. Whether you like it or not, whether you think she deserved the ban or the 12-hour ban, the punishment, which I do. She absolutely broke the rules. That's not the fucking issue. The issue is that Twitter didn't find that on their own, and it wasn't somebody else that reported her. It was somebody who has proclaimed a belief in free speech who reported her and tried to silence her in that manner. At this point right now, Sargon can never again say that he's for free speech. He has to say, well, I'm for free speech in most situations. That's the best he can ever do. That is the best he can ever do because he just took free speech and pissed all over it. He reported her for fucking words. Words he could have muted, words he could have blocked. It's amazing to me. This man has what? Does he have 500,000 subscribers or more?
Mm-hmm. He does.
Yeah, so he's got a ton of fucking subscribers. People fucking respond to him constantly, but he never fucking misses a tweet from the Christie crew. These people who harass him all the time.
Well, that's what I was saying to you
That's
right
amazing.
before we got on, is that
Yeah.
I'm just like, do you know how many people are talking at him in a day?
Mm-hmm. And yet he always seems to find these ones that are so harassing to him. And let's be honest.
Like, you have to
this
be
is
looking
like
for it,
6
Sargon.
people. He wants it. He
Yeah, he has to
thrives off
be-
of it as much as
sorry.
they do.
He has to be going to it and looking and seeking it out, because on his own, unless he follows these people.
Even following him, just from today, the amount of tweets that I've gotten, I can't follow everything everybody said to me. There's no fucking way.
Well, that's why I tell people not to
And-
tag me and stuff. I'm not going to see it. Just don't do it.
See, here, Ben Master says, I feel like Monkey's going out of his way to exaggerate this situation to go against popular opinion. No. This is about the free speech aspect of it. Somebody who argues for free speech loses that argument as soon as they toss free speech out the window, which is what he did here. Whether she broke TOS doesn't fucking matter. Whether it's Twitter's rules don't fucking matter. He did it. He's the reason it happened. He's the one that said, I don't think this should be allowed. And instead of going, you know what, I got pissed off and I probably shouldn't have done that, he doubled down. He goes, I'm going to do that from now on. He literally said from now on, he is going to try to limit people's speech. He's going to try to silence them. And you're going to tell me he's not a fucking hypocrite? Fuck you. You're out of your fucking mind. Sorry, got a super chat here. I agree with you, Monkey. My ethics supersedes any social media TOS. I like Sargon, but he screwed the pooch on this one. Exactly. To me, free speech is far more important than Twitter's TOS.
And that was Krampus from Kansas, just for the sake of
Oh,
it.
thank you. Yes, I'm sorry. See, I told you I would have plenty to say during this time.
Just covering the bases.
And I don't see why people are so upset about me calling a hypocrite. It's pretty simple. It's open and shut. He claims to be for free speech. He's purposefully set out to silence somebody. Those two things don't go together. Krampus had another one. Thank you. Also, Horror, please say you have to use your tongue butter to open the crusty meat flaps hiding her lady garden. There you go.
Sorry, that's why I was laughing.
Oh man, tongue butter is going to be on one of my T-shirts when I finally go around doing it. Yeah, give me a dose of tongue butter.
Now, so many people are misunderstanding the point here. One Ton Hammer said, I don't agree. You break the rules, you suffer the consequences. I have no problem with Chrisiosity being banned for that. No problem at all. I have not said in any way that Twitter is keeping her free speech at bay or is censoring her. I have no problem with what happened in that regard. I have a problem with somebody who says they're in favor of free speech, flagging fucking speech. This isn't something. This wasn't a threat against him physically. This was somebody calling him a shithead. And if you're that fucking offended by that kind of behavior, mute it for fuck's sake.
You can mute it. I mean, like, you can block them. You can make it so that you can't see it. They have tools for that. And that's not stifling their free speech. That's just, putting the mute button on so that you don't hear what their free speech is saying. I mean, there are ways to get away from quote unquote harassment or just things that are unpleasant without literally infringing on somebody's freedom of speech.
Yeah, and
Not that fucking complicated.
I was on a stream earlier with Sir Sick and Adindro and Roy from Very Nearly Viral, and somebody in chat was talking about how, well, you can call them out, sure, but that hasn't worked. So what do you do then? You keep calling them out.
Call them out. What else are you going to do?
I'm going to paraphrase what Bloodwing said. Once you jump off the high road, you're just another pig in the mud.
I like that.
Yeah, you're not.
That sounds all smart and dad-like.
I have said on countless occasions that when some SJW gets their fucking feeling hurt, that what they can do is block or mute or just fucking ignore what's being said to them. And somehow when I say that about Sargon, it's like, no, he absolutely couldn't do this because he's harassed and blah, 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 blah. He could be just like Steve Shives if he wanted to and block every harassing thing that's said to him. He does not have to engage with that shit.
I have people blocked that I don't want to see what they have to say.
I have no problem with blocking. That doesn't silence anybody's freedom of speech. They can still say whatever the hell they want to say. They just can't say it to you.
Like exactly, which is kind of how it works in real life, where you can just walk away. I mean, like it doesn't stifle it just stifles their ability to say it directly to you, which is fine. I don't think blocking people limits anybody's freedom of speech.
Yeah, and then hiding behind the fucking rules. Well, I did it because it's the rules. No, fuck you. No, you didn't.
But when other people when other people get smacked on Twitter, even though it's the rules, even though it's the rules, a lot of us still oppose the rules and fairly openly.
Yeah.
Right? Like we don't.
Sargon even says he doesn't like the rules. And that's another thing. People, well, she broke the rules. Do you know how many of Sargon's friends break the rules on a daily fucking basis? I guarantee you he's not reporting them. This is not about the rules being applied evenly, like he said, because if it was, he would be reporting his friends. He also says in his response to Noel that he thinks the rules should apply evenly to everybody. And if he meant that, he would have to report all of his fucking friends.
Yeah, I think this was more about vengeance than it was about...
It's exactly what it was about.
And about lashing out. I mean, I wasn't going to make a video on this, but seeing all the attention you're getting, and like, I want attention, so I think I'm gonna. But... I mean, also because I do have things to say about it, but
yeah. Several people have brought up that Magoon isn't allowed to speak here. That's fine. That's not break. He can go anywhere else and speak. That's not violating his freedom of speech. I'm not turning him in or getting him banned off the platform.
This is literally he cannot talk to us. He can.
Yeah, it's the same thing as if they had a mute button here, I would just mute his ass. But
we can't, so we bop him.
Yeah, so
it's kind of, I mean, like, this is like our private platforms. We're allowed to kick you out if we want to, because you can still be Magoon can make his own channel and talk all the shit he wants to on his channel, and he's free to do that. But that doesn't mean that you are allowed to say it directly to me if I say no.
Duffy says, you're calling a man who has advocated free speech. Oh, it scrolled up. Let me get back there. You're calling a man who's advocated free speech his entire life a hypocrite because he gave those cunts a taste of their own medicine. It's pretty shit, dude.
Yeah.
It's petty,
yes. It is he is a fucking hypocrite.
It is petty. He did it out of pettiness. He didn't do it because give him a taste of their own medicine. Okay. Show me proof Christiosity has ever flagged anyone. I have had some pretty fucking heated conversations with her, never got flagged. You know what Sargon's answer for that was? She's part of a gang. He actually uses that fucking phrasing. She's part of a gang. So he's feeding her a taste of her own medicine that she doesn't even fucking take. It's not her fucking medicine. His comparison is that, oh, she complains about harassment. Okay, then if you want to give her a taste of her own medicine, complain about harassment. Don't turn her in, you fucking hypocrite. See, this is what
the more you
irritates me,
talk about this, the more that I'm like,
fucking matters. Free speech matters, goddammit. And I am, sorry.
No, the more you talk about this, like, the more angry you're making me, because I'm like, you know what? You're right. It's bullshit. Yeah, like,
here's another one that real quick. Mega Monster says, I think ranting should have had a direct discussion with Sargon, perhaps in private. I don't do that for anybody else. I wouldn't do it for him. He's not special to me.
I mean, what's the point? Why isn't he allowed to just be talked about like everybody else? I mean, you wouldn't, like, you're not going to comment on his response video to Riley and say, hey, I really think that you should maybe take this up with Riley personally and not make content. I mean, hold everybody to the same standards. I think it's annoying that we're expected to treat other skeptics like they're untouchable. They're not. I'm not here to be part of a gang or of, some cult that can't, step outside of it. I'm here to talk about people that I disagree with. It's different. in case you didn't know. Sorry, that just annoys the shit out of me when people are like, you should treat them differently because they agree with you on most stuff. I'm like, yeah, but I don't agree with them on this.
Mega Monster just said he wasn't saying that I shouldn't have responded, that I should have taken the rest of this to Sargon. Sargon doesn't care I exist. He cares people like Chrisiosity exists.
I mean, okay. I don't personally know Sargon. I have no way to, I don't think I have a way to personally contact him.
And I wouldn't have done that for anyone else. If he wants to come to me and talk about it, I'm fine to talk with him about it. But the only time I've ever had a personal discussion with somebody about a video was when I made a video about I Raped Bear, and I just let him know I was making it. That's it. Jordan, thank you so much. So how do Sargon fans compare to vegans, MGTOWs, and teal deer fans? We'll see. It's still early. But I just don't like, I have a problem with somebody who says they're for free speech using bullshit rules they don't even believe in to silence someone's speech. That's all.
Yeah,
Scribbles,
I
how you doing over there?
Well, I've only got one sort of a very famous quote that is variously attributed to different people that I just have to bring up in regards to Sargon's rationale. It is, I do not agree with what you have to say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. If that is not the principle upon which Sargon is acting, because it is a principle that he has stated in the past, then this runs in direct conflict with that. It doesn't matter what Twitter's stated rules are. Twitter going apeshit over people saying things is something that Sargon has done video after video complaining about, like when Milo got banned or when Twitter overreacted and shut down somebody's account or something else. Yeah, Twitter's a private platform, but it's, you know, it's like the internet. It's ubiquitous at this stage of the game. If you say something publicly, you shouldn't be shut down. At least ideally you shouldn't. So again, and you've said it all already, really. I mean, if you're going to fall back on, well, I'm just making sure the rules are enforced, well, then you can no longer complain about Twitter shutting somebody down for what they say. I mean, it's like so many other things we've talked about. As soon as you decide to lower yourself to the level of the opponent, then you are the opponent. So that's all.
Yeah.
Well, what I want to ask.
Go ahead.
Does this escalate things, do you think?
Yes.
I think so too, and that's what worries me, is that now it's just going to be a flag war back and forth, and that's not what I want.
I just want to make sure to reiterate this. This is about Sargon abandoning his principles, not about Twitter rules or what Chrisiosity said. Mm-hmm. Twitter gets to make their rules. That's absolutely true. Chrisiosity broke those rules. That's absolutely true. And Sargon absolutely abandoned his principles, to his stated principles, to report her for something she said. They're words on a screen, dude. Get a thicker skin. Maybe green in color if necessary. So other than that, I don't have anything else on Twitter. If you guys want to talk more about this, hang around for another 21 minutes and we'll get to question time, and I'll take your questions on this. Until then, deep topic time. What were we talking about earlier we were going to bring back up? Jigsaw.
Yes, sure.
Somebody mentioned in the comments there when I brought it up is that Jigsaw is supposed to be dead. Apparently that plays a huge role in this film.
Mm-hmm.
One moment. Playing devil's advocate, does it matter that he only silenced her temporarily? If he intended...
No.
If he intended to get her banned longer, it might have been different. Well, there's two things with that. One, to come back after a ban like that, you have to delete the original post. So he actually got her words removed. And this is from Lanny Stanfield. Thank you so much again. And two, no, he tried to get her silenced. So, and then we have another one here from Tall Person. Monkey, this might seem weird, but I got your point better when you spoke off the cuff in live stream as opposed to your scripted video. Video wasn't scripted. That's also off the cuff.
He's just that good that it sounds scripted, guys.
Indeed. In the film, this isn't spoilers. Jigsaw is supposedly back, and there's a whole lot of talk in the trailer about how he's dead. This has to be a copycat. So
right. And copycats and apprentices and like understudies was a big part of the other movies.
Yeah. So that's all I had for the deep topic on Jigsaw. I had another deep topic earlier, and this time it's not that I forgot it out of just normal. See, it's I forgot it out of getting a little ranty there. I so apologize for that. That was actually probably the worst I've been in a while. What was it? It was something about people. Oh, I remember. I am absolutely amazed. Oh, Xena, thank you so much. The twist is actually Jigsaw's brother crossword.
That would be awesome.
God, beauty standards. Why do you think our society puts so much emphasis on beauty in people?
Because people are pretty, whatever. I don't know.
Because people buy clothing and makeup, and that makes the world go around.
I like being told I'm adorable.
But is it because people like you said, you like to be told you're adorable, or no? It's true. I like to be told I look nice. Who doesn't? I just find that the like if you watch British TV, they don't take as much time to make themselves look nice. There's actually a great joke from Jim Gaffigan, where he said when he turns on British TV, his first thought is, where'd they get all the fucking ugly people from?
Well, Monkey, you said it the other night with your bizarre article. It's like, what do men appreciate? Well, they appreciate the aesthetic because in their lizard brain, they're looking for something that is healthy, that is of childbearing fitness, and what is looking good but trying to attract someone else or to feed that instinctual need to be acceptable and accepted by other people.
I get what you're saying. I do, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you here, but it's been my experience that incredibly go to Walmart sometime. You will see some ugly fucking people running around with children. So it's not like you can't get attention if you're, not the most attractive. I mean, if it's the male gaze, yeah, the ideal would be sure thin and young and childbearing and disease free, but is it really that necessary?
Well, I mean, some people have no sense of personal pride. That doesn't mean that ugly people don't end up having sex. But
I knew a dude who absolutely loved fat girls, and I don't mean 20 pounds overweight. I mean you have to buy 2 airplane seats, and that was his ideal woman, and he would chase them like it was his job. So I mean, granted, that's an outlier, but
yeah.
And there's the whole beauty in the eye of the beholder. Go ahead.
I mean, I know. Look, 1 or 2 retarded people. It happens.
I'm really stuck on how much. I mean, because the beauty industry is fucking billions of dollars. One of the most successful genres of channels on YouTube is beauty channel. Mm-hmm. Everybody's running around fucking up their eyebrows because somebody told them it looked good.
Hey.
What?
My eyebrows are beautiful.
I'm not saying your eyebrows aren't beautiful. I'm saying the ones that start with a straight up line that goes halfway up your forehead before crown. Don't get me started on ugly eyebrows. I wonder. I get that it's an industry. I get that it does sell, but I just don't. I'm just not sure it's that necessary.
Well, it feeds into one sense of personal improvement. I mean, you know, you can spend all the time you want exercising and everything else, and you know, it's ego, it's health, it's sexual attractiveness, it's all these things. It's some very primary, basic, instinctual urges that are just you know, encountering the modern interpretation of how to express them. And it is an industry, so you're going to be pummeled with advertising. You're going to be turned on by adequately done makeup on an attractive woman, or you're going to be jealous of the guy who's a bit more fit if you think that women are more visually attuned than they are emotionally attuned. And I mean, I don't buy into it as much as some people do. It's not that I don't care about my appearance or anything. I care about my appearance quite a bit, not to an obsessive degree, but I mean, I want to be presentable. I keep myself clean, and you know, for me, it's a point of personal pride. It's not necessarily I'm looking to make other people happy or to attract someone. It's just that I like knowing that I have enough responsibility for my appearance and for my presentation that I take the time to do it. That's me. Well, that's not everybody.
No, and I understand what you're saying, but we've reached a place in our society where if you don't shave your pubic hair, it's considered not having self-pride. Don't you think we've gone a little bit far when we get to that point?
Not too nasty.
Do you work in porn? Then that might be an issue.
Well, porn years and years ago used to have the real bush.
Oh, yeah.
You can't find a hair anywhere. Even the dudes are all shaved.
Yeah, well.
Which is just weird.
I think we've reached a place in our society where it's time to go, you know, maybe that's not something we need to do anymore.
Just let yourself go.
Just
not be slobby and messy and stinky all over the place. It's fine, everybody. Nobody cares anymore.
Yeah,
we're all sitting not stinky.
Yeah, we're all sitting in front of our computers. It's okay.
I cannot wait to get my eyebrows makeup. It's gonna be like, I'm so excited.
If you get those weird eyebrows, I'm gonna make fun of you.
I'm not gonna get weird eyebrows. They're gonna look really good. You're not gonna even notice, Monkey.
Yeah, we probably will.
Okay.
If we're not gonna notice, then why have it done?
Because you won't notice, because whenever you see me with my eyebrows, they're already filled in, and I'm basically just getting them permanently filled in, so I won't look any different than I normally do.
Okay.
I think you should go for the Bert from Sesame Street look and just go all the way across.
No.
Unibrow.
Start a new trend.
This is why we don't let men do things.
Well, see, that's another thing. I mean, I just don't understand some of the beauty standards we have, I guess. Because there's so many things that, yeah, they're not the most attractive, but they're still attractive. And I don't know. That's the problem. Everyone thinks in extremes. I like a slightly thicker girl than what is considered standard, says Adindro. Yeah, I don't like bone-thin girls. No offense, bone-thin girls. I like curves. Maybe Monkey's joining us, and she's sick, so you'll probably hear her coughing in the background. So tell her you hope she feels better.
Why aren't you tending to your wife? You horrible, horrible patriarch.
You know, why isn't the cripple taking care of the sickie?
That's right.
I do what I can.
Through sickness and in health, Monkey, you made a vow.
Yeah, unfortunately for her, I'm always in sickness these days.
People keep saying that I don't need makeup, and I know I don't need makeup. But why be pretty when you can be gorgeous? Like,
see, that's why I'm glad I'm a man. I'm gorgeous anyway.
That's right.
What about that? Do you think we're ever going to reach a spot where men besides Anision wear makeup?
No.
News broadcasters.
Well, other than TV, something where you have to deal with a camera, because lighting, definitely makeup is almost a must. But
well, that's why I wear makeup on stream. I don't ever wear makeup in real life. I hate it. Which is also part of why I want my eyebrows done, because I would like them to look normal when I don't have on makeup. I
just don't see why we wouldn't eventually get there with men. We've already got them shaving now. You've got them shaving their bodies down.
Okay, first of all, I don't put on makeup to fix anything. There's nothing to fix. But, like, I can make my eyes look a little bit bigger or something like that, or I can fill in my eyebrows and stuff like that. I like doing it. Leave me alone.
And when you have a camera that like flattens your face out, making sure that there's like definition makes you look normal on camera.
Ben Massa says it's already starting that men wear makeup. It's way more common than you think, especially in big cities and on the club scene, especially I'm talking in straight bars. And I get that, especially club scene going out. I'm just picturing a time where you go into your boss who's wearing a 3-piece suit behind a big desk, and he's got eyeliner and mascara on. I mean, I've worn makeup for theater, and I hate the stuff. It feels so fucking weird on your face.
Yeah, I don't like makeup either.
But I mean, as I said with the shaving, we're already seeing men going that way to the more prissy, make me look pretty crap. I don't think it'll be that long.
I mean, like, just know that if you do that, all the smush cookies in the area will be so dry that there will be nothing to Michael Phelps them. Just so you know.
I think there's women who jump on that.
Yeah, as long as they're like 12-year-old girls.
Women like girly looking men. You guys do.
Yeah, but like we don't like them. Like we don't want to stay with them.
We don't want to stay with them. That's so fucked up.
Yeah, well, no, it's true though, because like they're not like masculine, and women like a masculine guy with a future. So.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Scribbles, are you wearing blush right now?
I don't know. Are you saying nice things about me?
I am. You're a pretty man.
My natural blush is coming through.
There's a good question. Do women like pubes?
Just women, or I mean, everybody likes something monkey.
All right. Personally, if I'm gonna date a girl, and I'm gonna have to go down on you, shave that shit. Get it all off.
What about you?
I don't want hair in my mouth.
So if you're dating a dude, you want him to shave his pubes?
No, I don't care. I don't care about the guy. I mean,
why?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Do male pubes taste better?
No, but like if you have really
not
out of control pubes, I mean, like I'll just not go down as far. That's easier to work around.
Make it to the belly button and turn around. Well, to me, it's an interesting question because hair is associated with manhood, especially in the U.S. where our women actually shave.
I feel like it's like, I don't know, like you're less manly if you shave it all off. I feel like that's just a thing for like gay guys.
All right.
Which is a total, like I admit, it's a totally arbitrary personal thing, but.
What about Afro taint? Afro taint is wrong all the time.
Speaking of, I have a t-shirt. Yeah, somebody said double standard much. Yes. Anyway, I admit that it's double standard, but you know, I don't know. I don't want to eat a hairy smush cookie. What?
Too much
it like ruins
it
ruins my time eating smush cookie. Okay, I don't want it to be hairy.
There's only so much tongue butter to go around.
Yeah.
Don't want to waste it on hair. God, how did you get on pubes again?
So, but real quick, on my spree. What is it? Teespring? It's not
Teespring.
Spreeting.
I have a T-shirt that says "Ask me about my Afro taint."
Yes, she does.
So, go.
Yes, she does. Go check it out.
Okay. Lanny Stanfield brought up a good point. The guy has something jutting out of the pubes. Yeah, so you don't necessarily have to like eat them or like. I don't know.
You can push them out of the way.
Ew.
What?
So I don't have to move your hair around. Just take it off.
Take it off. Oh my God.
You can do it.
How did people survive 50 years ago?
I guess they just didn't eat smush cookie. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they did.
No, it's gross though.
Kids today, they just don't know. Back that you take whatever smush cookie you could get. Okay. We're a couple minutes early, but we've devolved into talking about pubic hair again, so we're going to open it up to chat. Chat, this is your time. Questions, comments, concerns. Remember, if you want me to say something that I wouldn't normally say or might say that you didn't know I normally would, there's a $ sign right there. where you can donate to me, and I'll say whatever you tell me to. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. And again, thank you guys for showing up like you always do. You guys are amazing.
Yay.
I'm not asking that. Yes, I will. Some dumb American, how much meat flaps have you buttered up?
I've done some stuff with some women. I am bisexual.
Scotch
I'm
wants to know.
Actually bisexual. I'm not just like, I'm bisexual, but I don't like women though.
Scotch wants to know if I shave my pubes. No, I do not, because I'm a man.
Man.
Do you dye them though? Like if they get gray?
They are the natural red that they started as. They're a reddish blonde.
Ew. I'm like sorry that why did I ask that? What is wrong with me?
They're not like ginger red. It doesn't look like Ronald McDonald's on my dick.
Oh my God.
Lady Monkey, if you can hear me,
bye,
please,
love you.
While he's asleep, dye his pubes like bright fire engine red.
Yeah, because she wants to look at that. Mega Monster asks who's prettier, roaming millennial or Jessica Alba. When Jessica Alba first hit the scene, she was fucking gorgeous. Now she has that Hollywood I haven't eaten in 6 months look. So roaming.
I put my Teespring store in the chat.
Cool.
Yeah, City Jessica Alba. Oh.
Yeah.
And if you've ever seen, not a very well-known movie, but The Killer Inside Me, which is actually a remake, but Jessica Alba in that one is also
Yeah, I'll have to come back to that. Are traps gay? At least for a few minutes, they are. For the group, do you have any favorite bands, music types? This is one of those questions we get a lot, so if anybody sighs at you, I apologize. But for me, one of my favorite bands would be Bon Jovi. My favorite music type, power ballads, but I like all kinds of music.
Alice in Chains, Tool, God, and all types of stuff. I mean, from classical things to techno, some stuff. It's all over the place.
Okay, so the people that I listen to the most consistently, like I will buy every single album they put out. It's literally only All Time Low and Taylor Swift. Bite me. SDA, who is prettier, Ranting Monkey or Scribe? I'm gonna go with Scribe.
Yeah,
do women ejaculate?
Yes.
Gross.
I've seen it happen. I've made it happen.
That was from Mega Monster. Terry Diamandis asks, Ranting Monkey, what is your opinion on the Sargon matter? I don't think you addressed it adequately. Yeah, I'm a little shy about it. I got to learn to be more open.
BG says, Scribe Light, thoughts on Babylon 5? My thoughts on Babylon 5 is that I loved the promos for every episode. Next time on Babylon 5. Whoever that announcer guy was and how he said it, I always loved it. Otherwise, friends of mine are super duper 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 fans of Babylon 5, and I watched the first couple seasons back in college. I could never really get into it because, unfortunately, even though it came beforehand, I was exposed to Deep Space Nine before I ever saw Babylon 5. So I know one was definitely influenced by the other, but not in the order that I saw them. So I can appreciate how complex a world he created for that show. I just haven't watched it all.
Phobos Media said, SDA, your music taste is what everyone expected it to be. I mean, considering that I've said that I like both of those things before and that I've mentioned that I don't like sad music, and most of the people reacting in a horrified manner are people who have been watching the stream for like months, they should already, of course they were expecting it. They already know. They
pay more attention to Afro Taint. Stacy Gardner asked if I like video games. Yeah, a little bit. Penny R.
A little bit.
Did you see what happened with Rage? That's Rage After Storm. She deleted basically the rest of her accounts. She has one video left up on her channel.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw. Not unexpected.
But why?
Because all of her support fell away when she came out as a blithering racist. I mean,
But she gained subs, but
well, yeah.
probably just like, let's see what it'll do next. Subs.
Yeah, she gained subs where people tattoo swastikas on their face and they're not being, ironic. They're doing it because they believe in that shit. How much tongue butter does the average smush cookie require?
The world may never know.
Also, in case you don't know, you can also get a Smush Cookie t-shirt. Just saying.
Your boy Pat asked, did you see the article about the Navy sailor killing the transgender woman? I did, but I didn't read it. I saw the headline. So what's the next hornet's nest? God only fucking knows. Whatever pisses me off next.
Wait a day. Wait a day.
Oh yeah, she did post about Linkin Park being. I'm so tired. Linkin Park being chosen. I was actually thinking about recording this video right after the stream, but like that's a horrible fucking idea. I'm gonna wait till the morning when I'm like a person again.
What is the worst thing you've ever seen on the internet? This comes from Backscan.
Ooh.
Oh God.
2 girls, 1 cup, and any ISIS beheading video.
I actually looked up and watched an ISIS beheading video, and that's still I was alone too. So I did it by myself, and I think I was probably 16 as well when I did it. If I'm 16 or 17, if I'm recalling correctly. I really wish I hadn't done that. That was a horrible idea, and it still fucks me up a little bit.
The worst thing I've seen online was a video titled, I bet you can't watch this whole video. This was way before YouTube. This was back in the Yahoo chat kind of days. And it starts off with these 2 really pretty Japanese girls going down on each other. And if you know anything about Japanese porn, just use your worst imagination.
Gross. SD, is there any hope for anybody who doesn't like to eat Smush Cookie? If you are a straight woman or a gay man, yes. If not, if you want to fuck women, no. No. Somebody asked why I did it. I don't know. It was just like the big thing then. Like ISIS was just beheading everybody. And so I was like, I honestly, like, somebody told me that you could find all the videos on YouTube, and I kind of didn't believe them. And so I was like,
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, and then, it was on it. Like I said, I really wish I hadn't done it, but, I already fucked up, so.
Did you guys see that video I retweeted today on Twitter? The cop pulling the guy over?
No.
What happened?
It was finally a great video. This cop pulls over this guy who apparently he knows. And the guy in the car is a black guy, and there's a white cop. So you're just thinking, oh, God, where is this going to go? And the cop tells him that he pulled him over because he's driving with a child that's not in a safety seat.
Oh, I've seen this. It's so fucking cute.
And it turns out that was his wife's way of telling him that she was pregnant.
No.
It was the cutest.
You just pulled an SDA on a sweet story, you little shit. You went, oh.
No, it's so cute because he's so happy. I know, but I'm excited about
it was really
it's
cute
so
video.
Cute, and he's so happy that like he's gonna be a dad, and like it's fucking adorable. I love that video.
Yeah, it was great, and I'm just bringing that up after ISIS beheading videos because.
Thank you. I needed that.
Yeah. What's the fastest you've ever traveled in a car?
I think maybe like, okay, so one day, one night anyway, my best friend, because I've never been on a roller coaster, and his neighborhood has a very long and steep hill, was like, do you want to sort of be on a roller coaster? And I was like, sure. So at about midnight, we go like to the top of this hill, and he basically guns it to about 90 miles an hour. We go 90 miles an hour down a hill in a residential neighborhood, like literally a subdivision, and at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was fun.
Probably 90, 95 on the highway.
Yeah.
My car, my Intrigue, that thing was way too easy to speed in, and it wasn't necessarily on purpose. I don't like to drive fast because I don't want to die.
I'm not a fast driver at all. I mean, like, I'll drive like 5 miles over the speed limit, but
Scribbles, have you ever driven?
Oh yeah, no, I've got my license.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure because I know you say you walk everywhere.
Yeah, no, I didn't. So I went without a driver's license for many, many years until about 2 years ago. I just decided one day that the last outstanding thing that I did not possess that sort of certified me as something of a full-grown adult, short of actually having children or a mortgage, was having a driver's license.
Mhm.
So I just bit the bullet one day and said, okay, I'm going to pay for driving lessons and I'm going to pay for taking the test, and it's all non-refundable money, and I'm going to spend vacation time to focus on nothing but getting my driver's license. And so I just took 2 weeks off from work, took a whole bunch of driving lessons, took the test, got a 97, got my license, got it out of the way, ta-da.
is that like the first time you'd driven?
No, I drove back in high school when I had my learner's permit and all that fun stuff. But I had some, let's just say, some negative feedback from my father that traumatized me and will be passed down to my, my children and such, because I was PTSD'd. And
Right,
so, yeah, I just, these circumstances never aligned themselves where I needed to drive. I just made concessions and found ways around it. And I still have. I don't own a car. I still have my driver's license now, but yeah, I mean, if something occurs to the point at which I need to drive, then I will, bite the bullet again and get myself a car. But until then, why spend the money if I don't need to?
There's a lot of people like in New York who never buy a car because they don't have to.
Right.
Get everywhere on foot or cab or so.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate in that I live in an area where just about everything of necessity is within either walking distance or a very short bus or cab drive. And I've also been very fortunate in that throughout the years, my job has been within walking distance. So,
real quick, super chat from Fireman28231. efuckit.com, basically the worst things, most hilarious things you will ever see on the internet.
God,
Yeah.
That is so classic. That and like rotten.com. Rotten.com was, oh God, that was like the place.
Rotten, I forgot all about that.
Or something awful. I mean, rotten.com in particular, if you wanted to go gross yourself out back in the olden days of the internet, put in rotten.com and just get ready to, lose your lunch.
Also, Timothy Sealbeck, thank you. I don't know, speedometer stopped at 120 and it went well beyond that.
Oh, Timothy changed his picture. That confused the shit out of me.
Oh my God.
Don't ever change your pictures.
FD Swayze said, what did you think of this week's Game of Thrones? I haven't seen it. Did either of you watch?
I need to I haven't seen anything past season 4 because, like I said, I got bored and I was like, poof.
I've never watched it, so I don't know.
Sorry, I dropped something.
Subscribe. Thank you for stopping by my stream. That comes from Emperor Vulcan.
Oh, sure, Vulcan. Yeah, it's Buttercup posted a link to Twitter, and it was about 15 minutes until our usual 30-minute pre-time before a stream, and so I just popped over there and went ooga booga, and she's like, God, that scribe, he'll just pop into chat, say ooga booga, say a couple things, just hop out again. And so I stayed for a couple minutes, then Irate Bear suddenly appeared, and it was like, hey, Bear, scribbles. It was funny.
Weibo Jones says she just ate dinner and had an epic sword fight.
Was it a pork sword fight?
I hope not.
Oh, no.
Scribe, your favorite foreign film?
Timothy also posted something there again.
Well, sorry, I'm scrolled way back, so I'm not seeing the stuff that's just coming up.
Oh. Favorite.
Thank you, Timothy. Sorry, Google's fault. That's about his change in avatar.
My favorite foreign film. God, that's a tough one. I'd say either. I think I've said this before. It's either Das Boot or Downfall, which was the movie from which that whole Hitler meme came from, where he's like all angry at his generals and everything. That meme aside, it's actually a very, very good movie.
Mega Monster asks, what age do you have to be considered old?
Like Scribe's age.
These days, I would say at this point, it's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 65 and up. I think that's old.
I would say a year older than whatever age I am.
Yeah.
I honestly think it depends on who you are. Like, some people are old ass idiot fucks when they're like 21.
Thank you, Falcon Millennial. 160 in my mom's CTSV and 400 once in a P40.
Oh.
I'm 22 and I'm old as fuck. Oh, Kyle.
Oh, we have a late breaking story.
Oh, what's up?
What?
It's Michael Phelps. He lost his race against the great white shark.
Really? A human lost a race to a shark?
It's amazing how much I don't care.
Well, apparently he was too busy diving into a smush cookie.
What?
Nicely played.
Yes.
But like, was he actually eating somebody out?
Yes, SDA.
Well, then
Yes.
the joke
Yes.
doesn't make any sense if it's not actually happening.
I thought it was a funny joke.
But it wasn't.
Michael Phelps, never mind.
Yeah.
I know, but like, he wasn't actually Michael Phelpsing anybody's smush cookie. So it doesn't make sense.
Maybe he Michael Phelps the shark's smush cookie.
Well, if that happened, then the joke is funny. But if it didn't, then it's not funny.
Oh my God. I give up.
If he jumped over the shark, that would have been perfect.
That would have been perfect. Michael
this
Phelps
point-
jumping the shark. Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, he's Michael Phelps. Nobody cares.
Yeah. He's got all his medals. Yay. The end.
People only care when it's the Olympics, so fuck off. And when he gets caught smoking pot.
Special Olympics.
Bloodwing says, "Screw you, monkey," in all caps with a whole bunch of exclamation points.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's because he's a lot more than a year older than me.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt? Yeah,
course.
I do.
Blue Falcon. And
This is why SDA is negative. No, I positively want good jokes, damn it.
Blue Falcon and Dynamite were sort of like the takeoff on Batman and Robin, more or less.
Yes. Except for Dino Mutt looked like a weird Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Weebo Jones says, kind of legit sword fight. My brother had an umbrella and I had an ancient gun sword thing.
Wow.
Do you mean a bayonet?
A gun sword thing. My gun sword. That sounds like something out of like, you ever see Equilibrium with Christian Bale?
No.
Oh my God. So this is great action movie. It's a dystopian future where that's got like, happiness and literature and everything are suppressed. And you've got this secret police called the Gamatron Clerics. And they practice this thing called gun kata, which is like kung fu where the gun is an extension of your body as you're fighting. It's amazing looking. It's not a great movie necessarily, but it's awesome action.
I think the Michael Phelps shark thing would have been much more interesting, and I bet he would have won if they put them in the same lane.
Yeah, because then when Michael Phelps loses that race, he really loses it.
Yeah, then people would care. Thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh season, Yu-Gi-Oh V-Rains? I don't know. I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh, but I can pronounce it. Why do you think Bering still seems sane? Because I think he's actually just a down-to-earth guy who doesn't see this as a... He's not like that fucktard we saw at VidCon. I'm better than you. I have more Instagram followers. That fucking kid. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, VidCon where he was just like.
Bering doesn't take himself too seriously, I think, is the major.
Yeah.
I think what we're seeing is that Sargon actually does think that he's leading like some revolutionary culture war, as though subcultures haven't been warring forever. Like what? Shush. I think he has it like in his head that he started it.
I think VidCon broke him. I really do. I think he thought, being a big YouTuber and going into VidCon, that he would have had some pull with that, and to see Hank Green be a complete douche and apologize to Anita for that bullshit just kind of broke him. Bloodwing asks, Scribe, what did you think of the musical episode of Flash? Seemed really odd and out of place to me.
I mean, as a cheesy showcase of some of those actors' other abilities aside from acting, it was entertaining-ish. But I remember hearing that the lead actor from Arrow, who plays the Green Arrow, he was asked, "Is there going to be a musical episode of Arrow?" And he looked at it and just this flat face said, "No." I was just like, "Yeah, Supergirl and The Flash can get away with a musical episode because those two shows are relatively lighthearted." And I didn't like it all that much. Just seeing them play off each other for that one episode, it was a filler episode. It was just for fun, and I can give them that because they obviously are having fun with it. So yeah, it was all right.
Weebo Jones, will you send me a picture of that?
Yeah, the gun sword.
Yeah, she says no because bayonets have knives on the tip of their rifles. Mine is a sword with a pistol attached to the side.
Oh, I know what she's talking about. No,
That's awesome.
I think I know what she's talking about. Hold on.
I want one.
I've seen these before.
So give Monkey money so that he can get a sword, pistol, gun, schlong, whatever.
Do you think O.J. Simpson will start a YouTube channel? If
oh
so,
my God, I hope so.
Yeah.
If so, any chance of getting him on a stream? Yeah, I'd love to have him on a stream, but I don't think he would stay around very long. Because I would start off by asking if he killed any white women that day.
Yeah, remember white women, stay away from the black men. They'll kill you.
Not all black men, just OJ.
Hey, Monkey, I'm going to put a link to an image real quick into the... tell me.
Cool, I want to see this.
That might be it. I don't know. There might be something like that.
That was a joke, by the way.
I know that was a joke.
Okay, but I'm just, for future listeners who might not understand it, that was a joke. Your boy Pat would never kill anybody.
Cryptic,
the rest of them we can't be sure about.
Jesus. Cryptic, thank you. Here's some cash for a gun pistol slong. Thank you.
It's a schlong.
Schlong, not schlong.
It's not a slong, it's a schlong. It's different.
Xena says, repent. I don't know what I'm repenting for. So many things.
Questioning God Sargon, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
God King Sargon.
Thou shalt not. I get in more trouble. Yeah, it is kind of what Scribe sent a picture of. That is awesome. That looks antique, though.
I want to see. Where can I see? How do I see?
You'd have to be in my DMs.
Put it in my DMs, damn it.
Ranting Monkey, would you debate Christy Winters? I would have a conversation with her where we disagreed. I wouldn't have a formal debate. Has anybody played Destiny 2 beta? I don't. Not interested.
No. The first one didn't impress me, and I didn't want to pay MMO fees and all that stuff.
Well, they had it.
You, SDA, I would never kill white. Are you a black man named Stacy? That amuses me.
What's
a
wrong
black
with that?
man should not be named Stacy.
I know. Never mind.
What?
I know a couple of black guys named Stacy. It's not unheard of.
I would associate it more with black guys than white guys.
Yeah.
Really?
And certainly not with Asian guys. I don't think I've ever met any male Stacys in the Asian world.
I just feel like Stacy's not a black guy name.
In the Asian world. Backscan wants to know what we thought of the trailer for Thor Ragnarok. I love the new trailer. It was awesome.
It's awesome. That movie can only now be a disappointment as compared to its trailers because I don't think the movie itself could be as awesome as the trailers have been.
Yeah, as is well known around these parts, I'm not a big fan of teaser trailers. So the first one, even though I liked it, it's a teaser trailer. It didn't tell you anyone. This one was fucking amazing. I enjoyed it a lot. I watched it twice. Okay, Scotch is really big on what would our porn names be.
I would never do porn. I have dignity.
Blackie McCracken.
Here.
What was your Scribe? I'm sorry.
Blackie McCracken.
Why?
It's just two names that I think are hilarious put together.
Is it because lips are black?
What?
I think I would go with something just off the wall like Eugene. Because I think it would be funny.
Just go by one name, just like Prince. Yeah. Eugene.
Sorry if there's any Eugenes in the chat. That just doesn't scream, porn to me. But,
Eugene Big Dick.
That's what I would do, something like that. Do we have any more questions here? I know I've missed some guys. I apologize. There have been a lot of good questions tonight. I'm trying to get to everything. Dun, 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 dun. Phobos Media says, I just uploaded all of my YouTube videos to vid.me and also registered a Gab account. Your thoughts on the alternative platforms?
If you can monetize them, the more the merrier.
If you can monetize them, do it. But they're never going to, I don't want to say never. Right now, they're not going to overtake YouTube anytime soon. I think a lot of people, most people I know who were talking about doing all of that, abandon it anyway. They used to talk about Minds all the time too. Make sure you upload your videos to Minds. Nobody does it anymore because YouTube is still the go-to platform. What are you giggling at over there?
Don't know.
I think she's huffing laughing gas.
I'm really fucking tired.
Go to sleep. Jeez.
Mega Monster wants to know if I can solve the liar paradox. What's the liar paradox?
I sleep. I only get look, the past couple nights I've only gotten like 2 to 3 hours of sleep. So I'm like, I don't know.
Is the liar's paradox the thing that says like, I am a liar, am I lying? That kind of thing. Is that what you mean?
Oh, you
Scribe,
can
this has
be
been asked.
a liar and still like be truthful about that. That's fine.
Scribe Light, have you watched the Flashpoint Paradox movie to put Flash Season 3 into perspective? This comes from Inquisitor.
I haven't seen the movie. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I know a lot of the overarching information about it. So I was able to look at the TV version and say, okay, well, obviously they couldn't go in as in broad strokes as they wanted to if they had like, you know, Batman and Superman and everybody else in there. But for the sake of like the interconnectedness of the other shows, they did a decent job of sort of changing things up. And it was also a very convenient plot device in order to introduce characters out of the blue that had no backstory because, ta-da, it's because the timeline was changed. So that's why they suddenly appeared, which is something that I am not entirely convinced they won't try to do with the movies if they have a Flashpoint movie, which is what supposedly they're going to do with the Flash movie.
What video?
That I'm, like on weed, I would never.
What video game should be made into a movie next? None of them. Video games don't transfer well to film.
Frogger.
Frogger.
Turn Frogger into a movie. A frog jumping across a freeway for an hour and a half would be great.
Well, they used to have the Pac-Man TV show. They could do
oh
something.
Yeah,
Like
that's right.
Gave him legs. That was the creepiest looking thing. What is your earliest memory of watching a video on YouTube?
Oh God.
No.
I couldn't answer that if I tried.
It was probably a cat video, honestly. Somebody probably sent me a link to a cat video.
Like, because every time I think of something that it might have been, I know that like there was earlier stuff I watched as well, and I just don't know what like the first time was.
I've watched. People would link stuff on Facebook, and I'd click on it, and I'm sure it was YouTube videos, and I remember them being YouTube videos. I just don't remember what they were.
It was either a cat video or a music video, one of the two.
I used to watch a lot of music videos on here, and I still do from time to time, but it could have been that too.
Because now that I think about it, because I'm like, maybe I was watching them in middle school, but I'm like, that would have been right when YouTube was getting started, which I probably was watching them. No, because I remember watching YouTube in 5th grade, and I would have been 10. Because my friend had an iPhone and had the YouTube app.
I need this one explained to me. Do you have a favorite ERB video? I don't know what that is.
What's an herb video? Ooh, herbs. I like herbs. Like oregano. Oregano's good on pizza. I'm so fucking
Epic rap battle.
Oh, I don't watch many of them. I couldn't even tell you.
I like the one that had Ivan the Terrible. The Ivan the Terrible one is one of my favorite ones so far.
Is Sargon woke? That's from Max. Max, how you been, dude? I haven't seen you in forever.
Who's Max?
He's one of my earliest viewers, and he used to comment on everything, and he'd fight for the first thing. He's also a creator. I don't know if he's still creating. I'm subscribed. Do you not create, or is it just passing me by?
What if it's like a different Max?
No, that's Max, the same avatar. If it is, they went to a lot of trouble to make it the same. Cryptic, I can never say this name right.
Uwe
Bowl destroyed all adaptations of video game movies. He's the worst German since Hitler.
Yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that, but I think a lot of it is just that they don't translate well.
The only Uwe Boll movie that I'll actually give him some credit for that was actually kind of interesting, had nothing to do with video games, is called Rampage, and it was just like a guy goes postal in his neighborhood, and there's some twist to it and everything else. And actually, it was a decent movie. It wasn't for everybody, and it's not like going to win any Oscars or anything, but overall, that was his best movie, and it wasn't. I kind of found it entertaining.
Wreck-It Ralph was a good video game movie.
What was?
It wasn't. Yeah, it was. That's a fake video game, but yeah, sure.
Fix-It Felix is not a fake video game.
I have to judge one of our viewers. Brian Sanders says, Ranting Monkey, there have been really good movies based on video games. Prince of Persia, which I haven't seen.
Ugh.
Mortal Kombat. Warcraft, and my personal favorite video game movie, Ratchet and Clank. You lost me at, even if I agreed with you on the others, you lost all credibility at Mortal Kombat. That movie was such shit. It was so bad.
It was entertaining cheese, but it was not a good movie.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
Guys, you have 4 minutes left. If you have questions, concerns, comments, now's the time.
I played Fix-It Felix. We have an arcade close to my house that does like stuff. Like with it's got a bunch of old video game consoles. And it's $10 and you can like play all sorts of shit, like the original Donkey Kong, like Fix-It Felix, all that kind of stuff, like Pac-Man. They've even got like N64s and stuff like that. It's fun.
Jerica Togar, God, I feel so bad when I fuck up y'all's names. Jerica Togra, I think is how you say that. Did they play Another One Bites the Dust at Freddie Mercury's memorial service? I don't know. They should have.
Yeah.
Scribelight and Ranting Monkey had a laser disc. We did not. We were poor.
We rented them out of the video store I worked at quite extensively, but I never owned one now.
What's a laser disc?
It's a giant CD that played movies.
Okay.
Ranting Monkey is someone who always sucked at the Mortal Kombat video games. I beg to differ. The quality of a video game movie is a matter of opinion. Gives Monkey the finger. Well played, well played. For all, favorite type of weapon?
My wit.
An F-14.
So, I'm sorry, like I'm not going to try to pronounce your name. I'm too tired. I want to love Wreck-It Ralph, but part of me is salty because I was expecting more big game character cameos than was given. Yeah, but like if they had focused more on the popular game characters, it would have sucked because like those are just characters that you can't mess with. You can't give them personality because everybody knows about them and everybody has all of their preconceived notions about who those characters are. That's why it was good, because they focused on the story and not the video game.
No, it's because they couldn't afford the licensing.
That's not why. They had the license to put them in there.
Favorite video game based on a movie? Probably Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, well, I guess it technically was based on a movie, yeah. Gosh, I really like playing the old Genesis Jurassic Park game. It was cheesy, but for some reason I remember liking that one a lot.
Yeah. I'm sure I've missed questions, guys. I'm so sorry. There's been so many good ones tonight.
Yeah, Fix-It Felix Jr. is a real video game.
Favorite Sonic game, the original.
Sonic 2 is really good. I like the music in that one too.
Just a continuation of the first one.
Yeah, but the music and some of the settings were pretty is all. I just remember
He means that Mega Monster, he means that it was based on Star Wars, which is a movie.
Yeah. If you mean one like based directly on a movie, most of them I don't like. I would have to get back to you on that.
Terminator 2 Arcade.
Nice. Oh, if we're doing arcade, the old Star Wars one that you could sit in and you were flying down the Death Star and you had to blow it up.
Oh, actually, yeah, arcade. The Addams Family pinball game was great.
Guys, if I didn't get to your question, I apologize. It is the top of the hour, and I do need to get some sleep.
It wasn't a game before the rec. Yeah, it was. It's literally an old arcade game.
Are you finished?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just like, it came out in 1982.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just
It
making
came
sure
out
you're
in
done because I'm wrapping it up here.
1982, literally. Like, it's a game.
And on that sour note, Chad, thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you for the donations. Thank you guys for showing up every night. You guys are awesome. Subscribe, SDA, a pleasure as always. Everyone, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.